everybody. Today we're going to start our series of 10-minute recipes with Cornish game hens in wine sauce. Now, by 10 minutes, I mean I can demonstrate the recipe in 10 minutes. Most recipes will take longer than that. Let's get started. The ingredients for tonight's recipe are 2 Cornish game hens, 2 small cans of white wine. This is a sparkling white wine. Now you can also use 2 small cans of vegetable juice filled with wine, or perhaps the same size as, say, a small can of tomatoes. Again, fill it with white wine. Olive oil, chicken seasoning or rub, and black pepper. That's your ingredients. Let's overview. Get hens, white wine, olive oil, chicken rub, and pepper. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. We're going to start by rubbing the game hens in olive oil, inside and out. So just rub them thoroughly. That'll give them a nice crispy outside to the skin. Now you want to rub your game hens with some chicken rub. Now, a lot of these come pre-mixed, pre-seasoned, and they're actually very good. This particular variety I like very much is Famous Dave's Country Chicken Rub. It's very lovely. And of course, there's my hand here, a generous sprinkling of black pepper. I am kind of addicted to this stuff, so like so. And like so. Now what you want to do is empty out about 1/4 to 1/3 of each of the cans of wine. Of course, we're not going to let this go to waste. And that is a lovely. Cheers! What you want to do now with the partially filled cans of wine is to add to each of them about 1/2 teaspoon of your seasoning rub. Now, these are small. You don't want to use too much. There you go. Just like that. And of course, you take another drink. The reason for wanting to empty out the wine a little bit before you add the seasoning is because it'll tend to bubble up and it will spill over if you don't. And also it's kind of nice to have a little glass of wine while you're making food. Now comes the really fun part. It's putting the chickens on top of the cans. Now, or the cans inside the chickens. Now these Cornish game hens may need a little bit of coaxing. They're rather reluctant and, shall we say, chaste. But you stick your can there and you have it standing in a pan. You can use a roasting pan. I like to use the cast iron skillet because it's very nice for making the sauce afterwards. Alright, don't play coy with me, Missy. There we go. It looks very similar to the beer can chicken recipe that Beanie Weenie showed us. There we go. Now you put your entire pan in your 400 degree oven then you cook it at 400 for 1 hour. I'm going to go exercise. I will see you guys in an hour. Alright, let's see how our Cornish game hens are doing. Wow, they are looking pretty yummy. Alright, so you want to take your hens out of the oven and see, now we're getting a very nice sauce with the drippings and a little bit of the spillover from the wine inside the game hens. Now comes the fun part. You want to try to remove the game hens from the wine. You want to use, say, a big fork and an oven mitt to pull the can out of the game hen. Try not to tear it. See, gently pry it off. And the wine is going to spill. That is perfectly fine. Let's see the second one here. Hold it up and, whoa, that's stuck. Well, that's fine. Transfer your hens to a plate. And then we can work on the sauce. Doesn't that look delicious? Next, you want to put your sauce over medium-high heat and stir it. You know, you just want to create a little bit of a reduction for the sauce. Now, I like to add things like sliced garlic or sliced mushrooms. And depending on your preferences, you can thicken it with a little bit of flour. I prefer not to do that. I actually prefer a nice and light au jus, so to speak. But you want to let it simmer for, I don't know, some 5 minutes on medium-high heat. At this point, your sauce is a little bit thicker, and you might want to add a splash of heavy cream to make it nice and rich. My husband likes it this way. And stir it thoroughly. And simmer it again for a little while to let it thicken and set. When you're done with that, season with black pepper and correct the salt if you think it needs it. Normally it doesn't because the chicken seasoning is quite salty. So, there you have it. Now I have my Cornish game hens on the plate, and my sauce has had a chance to thicken a little bit. So all I need to do is pour a bit of sauce over each of the game hens. And voila! Dinner is served.